That is special.
And I got a 1-year-old born on April 13th.
That's gorgeous.
Congratulations. Wow.
Yes.
Absolutely. A boy or girl?
A boy.
Boy, oh.
Elijah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
What's his name?
Elijah.
Elijah. Nice. Now you have 2 girls, right?
Yeah, I got 2 girls, 16 and 11, and an older boy, and a twin boy. The 16-year-old is 16.
Oh, okay. 16.
Boy, girl,
Twin
twin.
boys?
I got boy, girl twins like my cousins.
Boy, girl twins. Okay, boy, girl. I knew you had twins. I was boy, girl.
Yeah, Thurman is a twin too. He has a twin sister.
Yes.
We'll probably see Thurman.
Yeah.
All right, let's get your
Eventually.
tag.
You want me what?
Move your tag.
Move my coat. Okay. My stick.
And ladies, and I'm sorry, I just want to get your names one more time for my record.
Okay.
I should have wrote it down when you first introduce yourselves.
Jesse Morris.
Jesse Morris.
Yes.
Okay, and you're and both of you ladies are in Detroit.
Oh, we're in
correct?
Detroit.
Yes.
But we're here now.
Just say yes or no.
Yes. Yes, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. That's okay. And Jesse, next to you is,
Sarah
Sarah, my daughter.
Lagan.
what's your last name, Sarah?
Lagan. L-I-G as in George O-N. Same as Sarah.
Great. Okay, folks, who are we working on today?
Let's slide over just a
Oh,
little
you
bit,
said-
here, so I can get in the shot here.
We're working on.
Yes, please.
Want me to go down some?
Okay.
I'm fine.
Everybody's here now.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your
Amazing.
name?
My name is Thurman Lagan Jr.
Oh, you're Thurman. Okay,
Yes.
you're on the email. Okay,
Yes.
very good.
Yes.
Okay, folks, thank you all so much for joining me.
Thank
Who
you.
are we working on today?
Grandma. Grandma Jessie.
Okay.
And her maiden name was Jessie Harris Morris. Jessie Harris is her maiden name.
Okay.
So we'll put
and
the
what we're going
Harris
to do,
in there.
actually, we're going to, because she is 94, we're actually going to start with her married name.
Okay.
Okay.
Jesse Morris.
So, hold on one second.
That's my grandfather's sister.
Okay.
Jesse. That's my grandfather's sister.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
On my mom's side.
She's your great aunt.
Yeah.
Got you.
So
Okay.
on my mother's side, my mother's father is her brother.
Okay.
You
Hold
can
on, okay. Folks, hold on, please. I'm going to pull up my screen.
I
Hold
don't know
on.
where I am right here.
Alright.
I want to let him know how fabulous this land is. What is this east or what?
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Okay, can you all see my screen?
well, a little.
History.
I just want you to hear
Yeah,
that's where
family
we are.
history. Simple.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we
Search
see it.
Simplified. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
I see you.
Okay, excellent. So this is, and Alton, can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. So this is the main page of Ancestry Library Edition. It's one of the main search engines that we use. So we're just going to start with a simple search
Okay.
by going with begin searching. And again, since Miss Morris is 94, we can really actually start with her married name. We don't have to start. And let's just see. Let's see. In 1950, where were you living, Miss Jessie?
18107 Patton, Easter Evergreen in Detroit.
Detroit. Okay, excellent. And were you married by that time?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So for this search, all I have to do is put in Detroit, your name as Jesse Morris,
Yes.
that you were living in Detroit, and I should be able to do this in my head, but give me your birth year.
4/12/31. Remember, I
1931.
lived east of Evergreen.
No. In 1950.
Go ahead.
In 1950, she's asking where you lived.
Yeah, all I need is the city. That's
I
all.
was there.
Okay, city.
there.
Detroit.
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 I'm so
But
sorry.
you weren't living on Elmhurst. I mean, okay.
Okay, so let's look. Let's see.
Let's see.
Do you have a middle name?
Other than that.
Yes, she has.
I do
Dolores.
Dolores.
Okay, here we go. So I have some recent public records showing Dolores. Hold on, please.
Correct.
Let's scroll down. What we want are a bunch of city directories are coming up. Okay, I'm not.
This is. Let's see.
Right now, I'm only seeing city records coming up. Hold on, please.
Yeah. 1950.
Now, sometimes, and Miss Jessie, where were you born? What
Detroit,
state?
Michigan.
Okay, so you were all okay. So at this point, then I may have to look for you as Jesse Harris. I'm showing the Jess W. Sometimes the middle initials. Sometimes there's a lot of spelling errors. Hold on. 'Cause right now I'm not pulling up.
You're not pulling up the address.
Well, I'm pulling up a public record, which is not really what I want. Hold on, please.
And
Yeah, no, that person, yeah, this is definitely not you, that's a white person, okay. So, let me put you in that as Jesse Harris.
no,
I'm only pulling up your public records, what's called a public record, and that's not really gonna be very helpful.
no,
So hold on,
you're
please.
gonna have to pull up. This one
All right,
has marriage.
okay, did you, no, okay. Oh, that's interesting, did you have oh, interesting. Did you ever have a sister that had a similar name to you?
Well, no, my sister never lived. My sister, my sister never lived, but she did have a birth record. But my sister died at birth.
And I have her record.
Oh my
You
God.
have a record in the year of 30, and that's
Yes,
and my
yeah,
mother.
right here.
Let me get into this.
Okay, so Miss Jessie, your parents are Peter
Yes, correct.
and Amelia.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
This is so, and again, of course, Alton knows what to do, and Miss Sarah, you can also take a picture if you want. I'm gonna, so you have two pictures you can take. One is of the white box, and then we're gonna open up the original record.
Okay.
So what we have is the digital record recording your sister's unfortunate death. And I see she was born, she lived for 3 days. She was born January 10th and she died January 13th.
Oh God.
Oh, my sister Eleanor.
No, Jesse.
Jesse. Oh,
When you're ready for me to go to the next record, let me know.
I'm just so nervous.
Yeah, take your
now.
time.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna open up the actual record.
Okay.
Okay, this is her actual death certificate. And I'm gonna make it larger so you can read it. And it says here, she was in the Florence Crittenden Hospital. And at that time, your family was living at 2035 Du Bois Street,
Du Bois.
or
oh,
Du Bois,
God.
or
Yeah,
however.
Du Bois,
Du
the
Bois.
Parents, my
That's right.
parents, yeah.
Yes.
God,
And it says Jessie Delois Harris, female, black, born the 10th. And you know, it's interesting because first it looked like they kind of marked it out.
Because she died, my sister died.
Yeah,
my sister
yeah.
died.
They kind of marked over the 10th, so the actual birth date
born-
could be in question, but she certainly died on the 13th.
On the 13th. Okay.
And then, and so it lists. Okay, so you guys, your parents are from Okolona, Mississippi, and Greenwood, Mississippi.
Yes. Greenwood.
Right, that's
I remember.
excellent information.
Yes. Ooh.
Okalona, Mississippi, and
Okalona,
Greenwood, Mississippi. Okay, excellent. That will really help us during this session. And then, again, so actually, Sarah, if you want to take a picture of the top,
Okay. Got it.
and then I'll scroll down to the bottom.
Got it.
All right. And now we're going to go back. And I'm just going to click on Peter just to see if it will give me. No, it doesn't give me other records. Okay, that's okay.
Okay.
Sometimes it will give you additional records. Okay, so when I look here on the right-hand side, let me see if this is you with your parents. Sure hope it is. Yes.
I know.
Okay. This is Miss Jessie. This is your first census record with your parents,
Oh my.
Peter and Amelia, and let's see. You have an older sister, Christine.
Yeah, she's passed. Yes.
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 Now, is this sister's name Letitia?
Yes. My sister, Letitia.
Yeah, yeah. She had a sister Letitia, older sister
Okay.
Letitia.
And so the other names that I'm going to give you are even older siblings. They are listed as Alice,
Yes.
Ella, and Fanny.
Correct.
Where was Nellie?
Nellie.
Nellie?
Well, Fanny. Nellie is after Fanny. Okay.
Oh, but she
Now,
wasn't listed.
so the thing is, this, ladies, keep this in mind.
Okay.
This record is only for 1940. If there were children who were out of the house already, they're not going to be listed.
Okay.
That's right.
She might.
If there were kids who were not born yet, they won't be listed.
Okay.
When the census taker comes to your house, they say, who is living here now? Right? That's the question that the families are answering.
Okay.
Who is living here in this house now? Right? So I'm just saying, right? If Fanny, totally making this up. If Fanny had a older sister, Rhonda, who had just moved out 2 weeks earlier, Rhonda is not going to be on this record.
Okay.
Okay? So
Okay.
just so you, right? It
Right.
only records
I know.
who's living in that house, literally kind of sort of the day that the census taker shows up. Okay?
Yeah.
So, what I generally have you do is take a picture of the bottom of the record. This is, again, 1940. I'm going to mark it down on my records.
Okay.
For Wayne County, Michigan. And while I'm at it, I'm going to get Peter's and Amelia's birth years. So Peter is born about 1901. And again, it could be off because it's just estimated. His wife is 3 years younger, about 1904 for Amelia. And also, before I open it, I do want to see this, and that is the oldest child at this time, Fanny, was also born in,
Not the older.
actually was born in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fanny was.
Yes.
Okay, so, hold on. That's what I would like to find out. So Fanny is born Mississippi. Ella is born Mississippi.
Ah.
Who else was born in Mississippi? Alice.
Alice.
So it will give me an idea. Okay, Alice is the first one born in Michigan.
Can I say something? You know, there's an older sister, Nellie, and I understand that she may have been out of the house at the time, but Nellie was.
Nellie was born
Where-
first.
Where does Nellie fall in line?
She's
with
the
these?
oldest
The
girl.
oldest one.
She's the oldest child. She's the oldest child.
Yes.
Nellie is.
Okay, so Nellie's older than Fanny, so maybe she's out of the house.
Okay.
Because Fanny is 18 at this point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nellie.
So let me
was
ask you this. Do you know how many years older Nellie was than Fanny?
Oh, they were born year after year.
Oh, she was a
So
year
very
older.
close in age.
Year.
Yeah, very close
A
in
year.
age.
Very close in age. Okay, so they were like a year. Okay, so she'd have been maybe 19 or 20.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, so she technically is probably out of the house.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so it appears that, again, Alice is the first one born in Michigan. So by 1925,
Right.
the family is in Michigan. And matter of fact, let's just do it like this. Sometime between Ella was born, come on, Ella. Sometime between 1923 and 1925, the family moved from Mississippi to Michigan.
Correct. Dad moved.
But you weren't born yet.
No, I wasn't
So
born.
you would know.
1925, they go from Mississippi to Michigan. Now, the other question, right, of course, which I wouldn't know, you would, the question to your family, which I can't answer, is did your family move directly from Mississippi to Michigan?
Oh.
No.
And I know you were a very little girl, you may or may not know that. I mean, it very well could be, There's also, because the only reason I ask, again, I'm not going to belabor this point. There's also something we call chain migration. So, for instance, that actually happened to my family. I grew up actually, at one point, thinking my family went straight from North Carolina to North Jersey.
Okay.
But later on, I found out, well, I can tell you this now because unfortunately my grandparents are both dead.
Mhm.
I think my grandparents had actually split up for a little while.
Okay.
And my grandfather was in Philly with his older brother. And then my grandmother went from North Carolina to New Jersey. And then at some point, and I don't think it couldn't have been a long point, like a long period of time.
Mhm.
At some point, my grandfather moved from Philly to North Jersey, to Elizabeth. So that's really like my grandfather's path is what you call a chain migration. He didn't go straight to New Jersey. He went from North Carolina to Philadelphia to Elizabeth. That's what's called a chain migration. And sometimes we see people do that. They'll leave, they'll work somewhere, maybe, for whatever reason, then they move again. And usually don't stay an extended period of time.
Okay.
No.
Let's go ahead and open up the actual record and we'll see the whole. Now, your family is, as a matter of fact, your family is across 2 pages because there's so many people.
Wow.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Peter and Amelia is at the bottom.
Yes.
Peter is working in an auto factory.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yes, 1940. Okay, but there he goes. He's working in an auto factory. Makes sense in Detroit.
Yes.
Yes, it's correct.
If you want to take a picture here and so Peter, Amelia, and Fanny are on one page, and then if we turn the next page, there goes everybody else.
Right.
And also there are ladies, there's a son-in-law. Oh, guess what?
What?
Nellie is there.
Okay, I knew.
Nellie was not located on the digital record. She's on the original record. She is living there with her husband, John.
John
John?
John Lawton.
John Lawton.
John Lawton.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
She's 19, just like you said. She's a year older than the other lady, and her husband's 24.
Oh, okay.
The
So
husband.
she's living with her in her parents' house with her new husband.
It's Nellie.
And
Nellie.
John Lawton. Okay.
And John.
There she is. Okay.
That,
And the
And that's,
family.
and that's in Michigan by now?
This is in Detroit.
In Detroit.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, they're living on Maple Street.
correct.
Yes. 1925.
Correct.
Well, this is 1940.
Oh no, but the address on Maple Street. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
1925 Maple.
In 1940, again, they are living, you guys are living on Maple Street. All
Maple
right, let's go on to the next record.
Maple, yes, in Detroit.
And here we, hold on a second. I like to do it like this. There we go. I hope this is him. Peter, yes. Okay, folks, this is now, again, so think of this, every 10 years we're going back. This is 10 years earlier, the kids are even younger. And at this point, Jesse, you were not born. And so we have Christina, Alice, Ellen, Letitia, Fanny, and Nellie.
Correct.
And your parents. Okay? And then when we open up the record, this is the actual record. Let me write that down, 1930. Here they go. Yep, he's working in the auto factory.
Yeah, long time.
Ford.
Wayne County, and again, you know, Peter and Amelia and Edith. Okay, so now if we go back 10, okay, and also, okay, actually this is very helpful because they're saying that he got married when he was 26 and she was 17.
Oh my heavens.
So if we go back 10 years earlier, they won't be married. There will be no children. So, Miss Jessie and Miss Sarah and Alton, who am I going to continue the search with, Peter or Amelia? You can have additional sessions. You just got to pick one of your parents for today.
For the day. Who do you want to do?
It doesn't matter. You just got to pick
Peter, you would
You want to pick Peter? Okay. And again, we have
That's
Peter
direct link to
born. Okay, can I read my handwriting? I sure hope I call myself right here. Okay, we're going back with Peter, and that was that. Oh, Okolona. Yeah, Okolona, Mississippi. Am I? Yeah.
Okolona.
Okay.
I've never heard of that.
Me either. Oklahoma?
Okolona.
Okolona. That's now okay. Well, that's how it was listed on the sheet. So hold on. Let's see. Hold on, please.
I just learned a new city.
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Okay, and Amelia's maiden name is Smith.
Smith, yes.
Right.
Okay, hold on.
How do you spell that?
Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh, no. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's the same. That no, we already saw that. Okay. Hold on.
You're 94 and you still take notes, huh? You're 94 and still take notes well, huh?
Sure.
Oh, shit, that's
Well,
impressive.
been in the precinct all my life over there. You know? I'm still running around as
Okay, so we are
community
going
behind
to
the
look
badge.
for him. Hold on, please. Yeah, okay, 1896. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, now, folks, we gotta look for him in Mississippi. Hold on, please.
Okay.
Oh, she'll find him.
Now, let me ask you this while I'm doing this. Do you know any of Peter's siblings' names, if he had any?
Yes.
No.
Yes. I know.
Oh.
Breakfast Brothers?
Oh,
Yeah.
brothers, yes. Oh, yes.
Can you name
Like
some
they
of them
were
for
all-
me?
Ben,
Okay.
I don't know if it was Benjamin, but I know Ben and Thomas,
Okay.
because TJ,
Yeah, okay.
and Andrew. I can't.
That's enough.
Okay.
Yeah, that should,
Oh,
that's
I'm
good
sorry.
enough.
Okay.
Okay, also, would you know Peter's parents' names?
ண்ட் Richard was dad, and his mother's name was Fanny.
Fanny, right.
Okay.
That's what I was told.
Okay, hold on. Ladies, so I'm gonna put it in 1896
Wow.
for his birth.
Okay.
Hold on. sure I wrote down. I didn't. Okay, that's all right. Write it down now. Hold on. I'm gonna give it a plus or minus 5 years, just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
And but let's see if Oklahoma comes up.
Okay, Lorna?
Chickasaw County. Does that ring a bell?
No.
My mother.
Jesse, when you were little, did you ever go visit Mississippi?
No, I was always in Detroit.
You were just a city girl.
That's right.
Okay, well, let's see. It says Oklahoma is Chickasaw County. I'll write that down. Chickasaw County, Mississippi.
I've never heard of Oklahoma.
Okay, so this is, someone has you guys on their tree. There's a family tree called the Armstead. Do you all know anybody's last name Armstead?
No.
No? Okay. Well, you're on somebody's tree, but that's okay. Hold on. We actually want to go back to 1920 first, if we could. But hold on, let's see what we got here.
This is really strange. Because
And this is interesting because I'm pulling up Peter Harris's, I'm not pulling up Chickasaw County. So what I am going to do is open the ones that I am pulling up, and let's just see what happens.
Okay.
Hold on.
What about my mother?
I'm pulling up a Peter Harris. Oh, this is that female one that's coming up. Yeah, no. Parents Emmanuel and Josie. This is not your family. Hold on. I'm pulling up. We already have that one. We have. No, we want 1920 or 1910. Well, we could go with no, that's for Texas. We definitely don't want that. 1920, okay. A couple more coming up. Benton County and Tate County. Hold on. Oh, interesting. Okay, don't know if this is him or not.
Okay.
There's a Peter Harris who's only 21 years old. He is out of his house, he's working somewhere. Young man who's already listed as widowed. We can't tell if that's your Peter or not. Hold on. You should actually technically. Oh, it says interesting. I have a Peter Harris who's black. They have the wife as Althea as opposed to Amelia.
I bet you didn't spell the right name.
I don't know, but let's open it.
Okay.
And this is Tate County. Hold on. I don't see. There are no other Harrises on the page.
Okay.
Yeah, the lady is clearly marked down as Althea, and technically she's older than him, which is not the case for you guys.
But I was always told that Grandma was older than Grandpa. That's why when you said he was younger, I said, what?
So this couple is living
in
in Tate County, Mississippi. On the street name is Fisher Road. I don't know. I don't know. But what we can do, you have their parents as Richard and Fanny.
Yeah.
We can look for, oh boy. I'm gonna do one thing. I need to run to the ladies' room because I've been sitting here drinking too much tea.
Okay.
Give me 1 minute. Thank you.
I thought if she would run back and would get rid of this. See the girl that died, her name was Jessie.
Yeah.
She was born in and 30. So my mother wanted a Jesse, so the
When
next,
you came
the
along
next
in
year
31.
I came in 31. So what happened really happened was that, of course, I wanted to go to work early, so I went in my sister's name, Jessie Dolores. But that I don't think that would mix that. But I had to be a certain age to be allowed to work, you know, and get a social security number. So I went in my sister Jessie Dolores, and then I was born in 31.
And they named
But my
you
sister died at childbirth. She never lived. My mother wanted a Jessie, and the very next year she's pregnant. Then I was born, and I was Jessie. And then, of course, I had to go to work, so I worked a year early in my sister's name. So my sister was 95, 96 now, correct? She'd be 96.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
See,
All right.
but
Okay.
If you have any other information to share, let me know.
but
Let me ask you this,
no, I don't want to go into.
because Peter, Peter is kind of a semi-common name. Harris, kind of a semi-common last name, right?
Yeah.
They're kind of falling off the wayside pretty quick.
Quick, yes.
But what I'm gonna do, a couple things I want to do. First thing I want to do, I'm also showing Peter Harris. Hold on 1 second. This one is also.
My mother and him came from Mount Bio. My mother and him came from Mount Bio.
You have them coming from Mount Bio?
My mother would always say Mount Bio. My dad stole her and they came to Detroit. Mount Bio, Mississippi.
Okay, so wait, hold on. Was his wife from Mount Bio? Was he from Mount Bio?
My mother, yes. That's my
Mother was from Mount
Mother
Bio.
was from
Okay.
Mount Bio,
my
right?
mother was from Mount Bio, yes, Mississippi. And
Yeah.
my dad stole her and brought her to Detroit on a horse. That's right. And then the dad came, he was half Indian and white, and he told my dad, I was there at that time on Antietam and Du Bois. He told my father, he says, she's graduated from college, and if you don't take care of these children, I'm coming back and kill you. And he was half Indian. I saw that myself. I was about 9 years old, but I remember that.
Oh.
He says, if you
So
don't
he
take
came-
care of these babies, Peter, I'm coming back and kill you. And he was half Indian and half white. My mother's father. That's right.
And you know what?
Yes.
This is interesting because, this is interesting what you said. It was long story short. Okay, this is just another record, but this is actually a record for their daughter. So Peter and Amelia, your parents also, right, that child was Fanny. So your sister was named after her grandmother Fanny?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
After my
Yes.
dad's mother.
After my
dad's
grandpa's mother.
My dad's
Yeah,
mother was
okay, I
Fanny.
get it. Okay. And Fanny got married in Ohio?
Did Fanny get married in Ohio?
Well, I don't know where Fanny got married, but I know Nellie was my oldest sister. Fanny was my second to the oldest. They were the
Oldest,
two.
yeah.
Ella
I'm
came
showing
next, and then
here a
Christy.
marriage record for Fanny in Ohio.
In Ohio. Oh.
If this is her,
This is,
the names are matching.
yeah.
Hold on.
There was
Wait a minute.
Nellie, Fanny, and
She said,
Ella.
wait. She said, hold on.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Detroit. It's her.
It's her?
I know it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
hold on.
Because Amelia Smith, she has
Okay,
a name.
so
I
what
remember
is
that.
Fanny's husband's name?
Well, she was married several times. She was married to James Jenkins, and she was married
Fanny.
to Warren Evans. That's what I can remember from.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Could James Jenkins have been Thomas Jenkins?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
I was going to say, because we don't want to make her too busy, because Thomas's father's name is James.
Oh. Okay. Oh my goodness.
I'm just playing with you guys.
Okay.
It's a little humor.
I know.
My mother.
But they got married.
My mother was a
In
very
Ohio.
beautiful girl.
So they got married in Ohio.
Very
Okay.
They got
beautiful
married in
girl.
Ohio.
All
My
right.
mother
They were living.
just like her.
Their residence is Detroit.
Yeah.
That's right. My mother looked just like you.
Oh,
My mother and the father was half
We're
Indian.
trying to listen
It
to
says
this.
marriage record. It's weird. Again, unless this is some kind of, hold on. Because sometimes there are digital
like my
errors
dad.
and you really
I
gotta
look like my dad.
close.
Look at
Only colored black.
Well, let me say this though. I'm going to put that in Ohio's a question mark.
Okay.
The digital page gives the state Ohio, except the actual record just says that they live in Detroit. It does not, oh no, there it is, sorry.
Oh.
Lucas County, Ohio.
Lucas County?
Lucas County, Ohio, now I see at the very bottom.
What is it?
Did she elope?
Did Fanny elope?
No, I'm out of that.
I don't know.
Okay.
Fanny didn't do. I don't know what she did.
Okay.
I'm going back
No,
with my
that's
parents.
fine.
All right.
If you want to take a picture of this, you can.
No, I don't want a picture
No?
of that.
Okay.
I don't need that.
Okay. No, that's all right.
Who needs
That's
that?
interesting though.
But what hopefully will help though, what I'm gonna do now, I'm actually going to see if I can pick up Peter through his wife Amelia.
Okay.
Right now, his trail is running a little,
My father's trail should bring it all out.
No.
yeah, I'm bringing up the
Fine.
marriage records
Wow.
for their kids. Oh wait, I hope this
Oh.
is them.
That's sad history in it. Children instead of the parents.
Oh. No, but this is too late. Well, no, maybe it's not. No. I'm bringing up actually a marriage record for Peter Harris and Amelia Smith
That's it. That's my mother's mate Smith was
for
her.
Humphreys County, Mississippi.
Oh.
Did you ever know their marriage date, Miss Jessie?
No, I don't know. I didn't know the marriage date, but I know a lot about my mother. My
Let me look and
mother's
see
father
where-
when he came to Detroit.
Let's see where Humphreys is.
Humphreys. That sounds familiar.
Hold on.
We have a picture of them
Yeah.
when they got married. The old
Right.
picture, remember?
I just remember her dad when he came. He stayed one day,
One day.
and he said to my father, "I'll kill you." She's a college grad, and I'll kill you. I'll come back if you don't take care of her. She's graduated from college. My mother looked like her. Hair, I braided her hair every day. I did. Out of all the girls. Oh, my mother. Yes. I know that. I was the hardest worker
That's
in the family.
That's something.
1988, I think.
Yeah,
Granddaddy died in 1989, no, 87.
87.
Okay, here we go. And actually, I also would like you ladies to see this. Hold on.
Okay.
So this is a county map for Mississippi.
Come around here. Now they're
Can
green.
you see?
Remember? Oh, that's
Okay, can you guys see it?
Okay. Yes.
So these are all the different county names. We are looking for
Humphreys.
Humphreys. There it is. Right here.
Let's see, why did they get Peter Harris? He stole her.
Okay.
Okay.
Now the question, is this marriage record there? Is this their marriage record? I'm gonna put marriage record question mark. Humphreys, Mississippi, Peter Harris and Amelia Smith. And I'm gonna put it as a question mark. But actually that makes sense. Because that would just be a couple years before the other girl was born. That would make sense.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Chronologically, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Now, Mound Bayou.
That was Mount Bayou.
Bolivar. Okay. Mount Bayou is in Bolivar County. I work with someone who, hold on.
That's a different county.
Hold on.
That's a different county.
Her father didn't stay but one day. One day.
Yeah.
One day, and he meant business, and I was a little girl. I'll never forget that. He told my daddy, "I'll come back and I'll kill you."
Okay, so folks, let's find Bolivar.
Okay.
Humphreys is here, if it's them. Again, it could maybe them, I'm not 100%.
I don't think my daddy went that far. He's a Ford worker
And
all his life.
Bolivar,
Let me see.
if someone sees Bolivar, please holler.
Okay. I'm trying to enlarge.
Oh, Bolivar's here.
Oh.
Okay, so Humphreys is 2 counties down, not too far.
Uh-huh.
No.
That's interesting. Humphreys is actually further south. It's 2 counties away.
2 counties.
Bolivar, Sunflower, Humphreys.
Not my father. He
Okay.
didn't go that far because
You can also go Bolivar, Washington, Humphreys. Depending on where you are.
my father met.
Either way, it's 2 counties down. 2 counties south.
I don't think Daddy went that far
Washington.
with Amelia because she was about her size, hair down on her back. No way.
Washington and
Okay, hold on. Let's go back.
I don't think he went that far. He worked at Ford's all his life with her.
well, that's not up. That's when they got to Michigan.
Okay.
This is still in the South.
Oh, and that's
And she's trying to
oh,
trace
him
their
being in the
marriage.
South, yeah.
No, she's trying to see where they got married.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right, so again, this could be them.
Okay. Could be.
That was not, that was not.
No, he never drove a car.
Mhm.
He never drove a car.
Mhm,
Worked
yes,
at
it
Ford's all his life.
This is still in the South.
Yeah, but never didn't have a high school diploma. You could have
No.
realized all that.
Okay, let me ask you this. What do you know about, what can you tell? So this is the key. This is when when Peter's trail starts to run cold, I want to try to find him through one of his siblings. What can you tell me about one of his siblings? Because the main thing, I just want to pick them up with their birth parents.
Okay, well, you would go. You was
His brothers.
Did Benjamin, you mentioned Benjamin first?
Yeah. Ben, who?
Did he come to Detroit?
Yes. He came to Detroit. Ben
Did he
came to
stay
Detroit.
in Detroit?
Well, yes. He had a family here in Detroit and he died here in Detroit.
Remember Thomas?
No,
Thomas
there's
More.
Andrew, Thomas, Benjamin,
And Peter. I can't
Which
think
of ladies of those 3 brothers, which do you think one would be an easier
Yes.
search than the other? Or
I'm
not
sorry.
necessarily, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't hear you.
If I were to search one of them, which do you think is the likeliest I would have a better chance of finding?
Ben Harris.
Ben. Okay, Ben. Yeah.
That was the other one that got
And
me.
did he mostly go by Ben or Benjamin?
That's Benjamin.
Ben.
That's the referral for
But-
Benjamin.
But was his name Benjamin or Ben?
That was referral for Benjamin. Benjamin.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that
let's,
was his
okay,
name.
let me,
It
okay.
would be
Okay.
Benjamin.
Let's put him in as Ben.
Because we always call Uncle Ben. Uncle
You
Ben.
understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Was Ben, do you know if Ben
This-
was younger or older than,
He was younger than my dad.
he was younger, so he was born after 1896.
Yeah.
And do you know Ben's wife's name?
What's her name?
Oh, gosh.
That's what's her name? Oh, I can't think of it.
Wait a minute.
So hold on, let me ask you this. If your father, if Peter was born 1896, how many years do you think there was difference?
In age.
Not many, not many. It had to be like about 3 or 2.
About 3?
Yeah, about
Okay,
three.
so let's have him born 1900,
Okay.
and then I'll go plus or minus 10 years. That should cover me.
All right. That sounds
That will
good.
cover it.
What is his wife's name?
Hold on, let's see if I can find it.
Your granddad Benjamin. What was his wife's
Too much. Sarah. Wait a
name? Rosetta?
Hmm.
Yeah.
And again, he would have also been born in Mississippi, correct?
Where was he
Correct.
born?
Yes.
What was it?
Should have been. I hope so.
Where was he born?
Let's see what this is.
Memphis or Mississippi? What year?
And I'm sorry, what is Ben's wife's name? Oh, you're trying to think
Wait,
of
wait,
Ben's
I'm trying to
wife's name.
think of it. It's
Maggie.
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 And they had a son, Thomas
Yes.
Yes.
and David.
And David. Yes,
That's
they
right.
did. Yes.
Okay, here they go. Okay, so
Okay.
he's actually,
Aunt Maggie.
they lived on LeGrand Street. Ladies, he's actually born 1908.
What? Oh my goodness. So he
Yeah,
was
so
that
it's actually
much
more years.
more
between them.
years between him and Grandpa.
Yeah,
Oh.
hold on.
What was
But yeah, he is saying he's born in Mississippi. Hold on.
Okay.
Aggie,
Aunt Maggie.
his wife,
Oh,
is also born in Mississippi. His oldest kid at this point, Thomas,
Thomas.
born in Tennessee.
Thomas was born in
Thomas.
Mississippi?
Thomas is her dad.
Oh, that's why she's saying Memphis then.
Yeah.
Ah. Because
He
Grandpa
was in Memphis for a while.
Yeah, because Grandpa had 2 sisters, Samantha and Laura. 3 sisters, Samantha, Laura, and Bertha. They settled in Tennessee,
Oh, yeah.
in Memphis.
Okay, and
I
David, so the question is how long was he there? So right now, let me put him in for 1908 specifically.
Okay, they had 2 boys.
I did.
David would be the youngest.
Yeah.
Thomas
hold
was
on.
the oldest. Thomas.
Thank you.
What we're trying to overcome is and then I'm gonna put that he was born. I'm gonna put plus or minus 5 years. And I'm gonna say that he was born in Mississippi.
His mother name was Maggie, she said.
That's
That's
Aunt Maggie.
right. That's right.
That's her name. And Uncle AJ's wife was Linda. Linda.
God, Uncle AJ.
Andrews. Well,
Regardless.
kids.
I thought it
Okay, so he died. Oh wow, he died on Christmas,
Yeah.
1990.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would close it out.
Hold on. Okay, well, Alton has had me. Alton knows one common thing I often do. Folks, we may have to give you a homework assignment.
Okay.
This will be your first homework assignment, depending on how much more we find between now and about 3:20. We have Ben Harris's exact death date as 12/25/1990.
90. Okay.
It might be helpful to get his death certificate.
Oh,
You already identified their parents as Richard and Fanny.
yes.
Sometimes on the death certificate, the birthplaces of the parents could be listed. Because right now it's crickets for Mississippi.
Okay.
And meaning we're not finding their actual records for Mississippi.
Okay.
And a Harris is
He might have
such.
been born somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's,
Who is
that's,
Ben again?
yeah. But let me show you this page also. Hold on, please.
Who is Ben again?
Ben was Grandpa's younger brother. He's a
They
brother.
all had,
Yeah,
they all
yeah.
had,
One,
have,
two,
have
three,
sisters, had
Oh, that's
brothers.
Peter's brother.
Peter, yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Not the father.
Peter's brother.
So ladies, I want you, and Alton, I want you guys to see this page. I know I have shown this to Alton in the distant past.
All right.
This is called CDC, CDC Centers for Disease Control. Where to write for vital records. And when you Google that CDC, where to write for vital records, it will give you this page. And then if we just scroll down to Michigan, where I can actually find Michigan, it's not on the East Coast. All right. And
Death, marriage.
ooh, this is a lot of, oh my gosh. Ooh. These are some of the highest prices I've seen for getting vital records.
Yeah. That's okay.
We had children here that,
That's
the children is here, they should have some
Oh,
vital
you guys,
records
I think it's the highest I've seen.
for their,
that-
for their parents, I'm
For
sure.
getting a death certificate?
For any vital record.
Oh my goodness, yes, $34 across the board.
I'm used to seeing maybe 20, and I thought that was kind of high.
They've just gone up.
And
They've
then
just
there's
gone
some,
up.
I think some states are real cheap, like 7 and 10.
Yeah.
And now, but I'm used to seeing usually maybe 20. I think you all got New York City beat. You all are something. Wow.
Hey, Lisa,
Yeah.
when we did it last time, we saw the death certificates in my in the one you showed me, the portal. We didn't do this part last time because they pulled up in the database you were in.
Right. It doesn't always pull up the death certificates because not all death certificates are digitized.
I got you.
Yeah. Because right now, what it is giving us is his death date, but it's not giving us the record for it.
Okay.
That's the thing. That's what I know. Because sometimes when people see it for one thing, they expect it for everybody, but that's not always the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And the department is in Lansing, so you guys would be contacting them in Lansing.
In Lansing, yeah. Okay.
So what, I can go online and just do it?
Go online with them and see if, let's see, there's also, Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. There's a phone number you can call.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll try to get it digital if I can. That'd be quicker.
sure. But let me just give you the phone number first, because I see that, I think Miss Sarah is writing that down. Sarah, and so that's 517.
What do you want me to pull? The death record?
Yes,
For who?
for Ben. Ben
Oh.
Harris died Christmas 1990.
He died in Detroit. We'll
Hey,
find out.
why the brother versus Peter?
We have his exact death date, and we know where he died. And it's not so much a, this one as opposed to that one.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not finding where they were living in Mississippi, again, a death record could not only list their parents, but list where their parents were from in Mississippi.
That's what I thought.
Oh.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, I'm just
I'm
totally making
fine
this up.
with that.
What if you get this record and it has that information? Boom, that's it.
Okay.
But maybe you have to get everybody's death certificate.
And compare to see
Right.
what we have. Yeah.
Oh, what about one of the sisters? The one that she said, would that one be in there? Did she have?
Well, I can only look up one person at a time.
No, I'm talking about earlier when we were looking at when we found out Jesse had a sister that passed away. Would they be on there? The parents? Peter and
This is just.
Let's go back. I'm glad you
Jesse
said
was
that.
in
Hold
Beaumont.
on. Let's go back and look. Let's go back and double check. Hold on, please.
Jesse was never
He's a-
born.
Observation.
No, we know that.
Oh, okay.
No, she was born because she was born dead. And then she's gonna look to see where they list her parents.
And I do have a note here that says that Benjamin never wrote his whole name because he didn't know how to spell it.
So his name was Benjamin.
So his name was Benjamin, but he went by Ben.
Okay.
So,
Hold on. You know, but
um,
the only thing
This is where
is,
they-
yeah, the parent. Oh,
he
what
moved
did
to Detroit at 1600, 500 law.
Yeah. We're actually, yeah. Well, actually, the question also that you asked, but I'm going to pull it up.
Okay.
So, Alton, is that we're actually we want Ben's parents' information.
Yeah, to see if it's really
Okay.
Richard.
Jesse's information is just going to give us, well, hopefully will give. Gave us Peter's information as Oklahoma, Mississippi, and that didn't turn up anything.
Nothing.
Oh, so it would show that Peter and the wife was where they were from on the daughter's death certificate.
Correct. It
But-
could,
but it-
and in this case it did, but when we went
Okay.
to look for Oklahoma, Chickasaw, it did not come up at all.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
I've never
That was the
heard
thing.
of Oklahoma.
Whereas Ben's death certificate,
Should have the parents on it.
right,
Yeah.
because Ben's parents were Richard and Fanny, and again, it could list, yeah. That is what we're missing.
Okay.
Or any other siblings that passed away
Correct,
of Peter's sibling.
right.
Because Peter doesn't have a death certificate in here.
Yeah, we have his death certificate. Yeah, we have his death certificate.
Of course.
Oh,
I
but
had to
the
look
parents
at-
wasn't alive. That's what you're saying.
Well, are the parents
But-
listed? If you have a copy of it, could you ladies, and again, you're welcome to do other sessions. I don't know if it's readily available there.
Okay, I know we have.
Don't
his
worry
death
about it now. I don't
certificate.
want to,
Okay.
because I know sometimes people, you kind of put them like away.
I'm sure Sarah has daddy's birth certificate. I'm sure of that.
Yes, death
So I have a note that says William and Fanny, great grandparents, grandmother. Fanny died at 108. Is that true? 108 years old?
No, she wasn't.
Fanny?
My sister
Yeah.
Fanny, no.
Oh,
no.
okay.
No, she wasn't 108 either.
No.
Okay.
No, she wasn't underneath.
Were they talking about his mother?
This could, it says great grandmother.
See, that's what I bet you.
So they use the same names?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Sister Fanny and the grandmother Fanny.
My
See?
goodness, that's confusing.
And you said the dad's name was William there.
Yeah, the dad's name is William. You know, he went by Bill.
Oh,
You know,
okay, I didn't hear that. Okay.
she was half black and half Cherokee. 12 kids, 6 boys, 6 girls.
Jesus Christ.
Got some Memphis and Little Rock, Arkansas addresses, and St. Petersburg, Florida.
Ah,
Other siblings in California.
okay. I never that one. What are you reading from?
This is from Benjamin's great granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's who I just called.
What is he reading?
He's reading from. Tell him what you're reading from.
So this is notes that I'm reading from Benjamin's great granddaughter.
Okay, this is this great grand. And what did she say?
She sent me the notes. I'm gonna forward it to Alton if he doesn't already.
Okay, no, that's fine. But let me ask you this: does she say where Ben is? Hold on one second.
And it said that her husband's name was William, though.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah. Does she say specifically where Ben was from in Mississippi?
No.
Yes. I have some good answer. Drink water.
okay.
I can.
No.
No. Okay. Yeah. See that folks is
That's
It's
what's
something.
missing from this timeline.
yeah.
All right.
And let me ask you, because and I'm not really. Andrew, was he younger than Ben?
Andrew, yes, he was younger than Ben.
Was he born in Mississippi?
Was he born in Mississippi?
I don't know. I
know
only knew him
nothing
here,
about
and
that.
I don't know.
I'm going to have his birth is 1908 plus or minus 10 years. Should that probably cover it?
Okay, yeah, that would cover it. Andrew.
Oh, gosh.
Can we take a brief pause so my grandma can use the restroom?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
While
Thank you.
she's doing that, I'll just keep looking.
Okay.
Where's my picture?
Take your time.